And that's why the second pyramid head manifests, and it's James's inner guilt and desire for punishment. Pyramid head essentially acts as his executioner and his judge, essentially. So it's James's subconscious desire to be held accountable for his actions and to be punished, and that's what the gallows also in the prison was representative of as well.
Mary? I have missed you so much.
I've missed you too. We can finally be together. Forever.
No.
James. Honey. What's wrong?
I'm sorry. I know you tried.
James, please.
But she's gone. I know that now.
Stop it.
And I can't just keep pretending.
Shut up! What do you want? Do you even know anymore? I'm yours. I'm here for you. So what if I'm not her? I can give you what she never could. I can be better than her. What else do you want me to be? What else can I be?
I am so sorry, Maria. I really am. But this has to stop. It's time to let it go.
No.
What?
I won't let you do this to me. I won't let you go. I can't!
So Maria, in essence, as I expressed before, she's acting like a tangible illusion for James, like an obstacle. So she's upset that we're unwilling to have a future with her. And it's number one, because she doesn't actually exist. She's a figment of our imagination that we conjured for ourselves. And she's basically trying to appeal to James's repressed, not exactly upfront desires for sexual intimacy, essentially. So Maria is, in a way, an embodiment of rebirth, lust, and purity all at the same time, simultaneously. But she's angry that we don't want to stay here with her, and that we have the inner resolve and the personal strength to be able to accept the truth for what it is, and we're not willing to disillusion ourselves anymore. Like, we're not willing to sit here and commit ourselves to a life of lies. Can I heal? That's actually fucking crazy that she gets to hit me like 6 times in a row without me able to do anything, period. Okay, she swings closer to that. Okay, that wasn't all that bad. Little bit, not too terrible. Oh, she is not done. Okay, this was not in the original game. This is totally fucking new. I have no idea what the fuck is going on here. Are there any resources? Yes, there are. Rifle rounds? I'll take those. Okay, she can still summon moss down here. Nice. Okay, she pokes her head down, okay. I thought she would actually be down here, like, physically fighting me herself, but she's not. Oh, there's all the roaches on the walls, too. Nice. 2 really plain rounds, dead ass in her skull. That's great. My aim might have been a little bit off. Those might have been, like, slightly high above chest shots or body shots, but... no matter what weapon I use, I only really have time for 2 shots unless I use the pistol, so... I think I'm gonna save the rifle, though. These butterflies need to get the fuck up off me. Mouse or whatever. Okay, I think I'm gonna use a bit of pistol on him, actually. Regulate my shotgun and my rifle usage. Yeah, okay, I figured it was about that time. I probably should have used a pistol for that whole part, to be honest. I probably didn't rinse through my crazy ammo. Okay, alright, you have 3 phases now, dude. Nice dodge. Oh, not so nice dodge. No idea what the fuck is going on with that turbo shit. She teleports, okay. Didn't know that. Oh, I tried to dodge that. It wasn't reflexive. Rifle time. She does 2 of those. Flying body shot right there. Another teleport, okay. I don't know if she was actually fully tangible yet or not. Yeah, I was gonna say, she didn't do another teleport immediately, so I think I have time to get a shot off of her. She did 2. Okay, she did 3. She keeps mixing up her attacks. I can't dodge that. I'm trying. Okay, she did 2 that time. That time I could have dodged. I just was unprepared for her to do 2. That's my fault. I can amend that. That's not... That sucks. I was in the middle of a shot right there. Okay, she's taking a break from it, though, which means I can heal. Just kidding. It's a really long shot for a shot. I doubt that's going to do much, but whatever. We'll swap to pistol for a little bit and see if that helps with the range aspect. Nice. Okay. That was a way more dynamic fight than it was in the original game. I don't want to say that was ridiculous, though, so... Okay, so... Before we continue real quick, I just want to look at the model real fast and explain some things. So, you'll see that her head is fastened into kind of lattice type position, so this is supposed to be representative of her immobility and her lack of ability to basically move her head and stuff. So this is supposed to be her in her dying stage, essentially. And she also has what appears to be like a nun-like habit, and I think that's representative of mostly purity. But yeah, we're gonna put this bitch to bed.
Mary.
Hey, handsome.
Sorry.
Don't be. I told you. I wanted the pain to end.
Yeah. You did. But that's not why I did it. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
If that's true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary.
It's okay, James. Here.
What is this?
It's what you've been looking for.
So, really quick, the letter that we receive in the beginning is James's perspective idea of what the letter reads to get him to go on this journey of memory and surfacing his repressed memories and emotions and the way he killed Mary and everything like that. But this is actually what the real letter had said, but he wasn't able to read it. It didn't appear clear to him. So the letter was misinterpreted. Not misinterpreted, like he couldn't perceive it for what it was. He couldn't dissect the information. He wasn't ready for it. So when I said before that James acted, compassionately to kill Mary, was simultaneously to free her of her suffering, but also to free him from her burden of having to take care of her and to feel guilt and to feel terrible looking upon her state and everything like that. But primarily it was a source of liberation for James, so he didn't have to deal with her suffering anymore, and he could just end it. But the guilt of killing her consumed him, and that's why he found himself back in Silent Hill. But we're going to discover the real reason that James came.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday.
So this is essentially revealing the true nature of what her letter was.
I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you to come and see me. But you never do. So, I wait. Wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know, I've done a terrible thing to you. I wish I could change that, but I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it is. The doctor came today. Told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this could be my last chance. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I missed you so much. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Every time you come to see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me. Maybe I just disgust you. I'm so sorry. When I first learned I was gonna die, I couldn't accept it. I was so angry. I struck out at everyone I loved. Especially you. And that's why I understand if you hate me. But I want you to know, I will always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. Which means that as you're reading this, I'm already dead. But that's okay. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I just hope the pain will end soon. So that you remember me for who I was. And not what the disease made me. I want you to go on. I want you to live. For yourself. And for others. Like you did for me. James. You made me happy.
So, if James had had the ability to be able to dissect and interpret the initial original letter that Mary had wrote, it would have never sent him on this journey through his psyche and through the revelations that he needed to come to be fully at ease, to put all his demons to rest, to lay bare all of his shortcomings, and to basically deprive himself of the clarity and the actual freedom that he needed from his past guilt and reverence in his actions. So, the way you interpret the letter when you first read it is not exactly the way the letter is supposed to read. And that's kind of what sends James spiraling through this dissolution venture through the multiple layers of his subconscious and his psyche and everything, and makes him confront and combat all his shortcomings and all his demons and all his guilt and everything. So that is going to do it for my playthrough of the Silent Hill 2 remake. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you found it thought-provoking. I hope you found it evocative. I hope you learned something from it, especially. I hope you come to, in time, maybe, appreciate the mastery of this game and just how revolutionary it was for the time period at which it came out. Nobody had ever made a game like this before. Nothing with anywhere near the allegorical depth, anywhere near the mastery or the craft or the art. It's so subversive, and it's so openly interpretable, and there's so many connections that you draw through it, and not all of them are immediately apparent. I'm still, to this day, I've played through this game at least 97 times, mind you, and I'm still learning and discovering things about it, and finding different ways to connect dots and interpret things differently, and to make the image more clear and more visually defined and depicted, I guess. So, yeah, Silent Hill 2, again, still stands testament as probably my favorite survival horror game ever conjured, and it's not because it's, really scary, it's not because it's over the top, it's not because it has a lot of fancy bells and whistles, it's not because it uses a lot of visually dramatic crazy effects or anything like that. It's because it's nuanced, and it's draped in all sorts of veiled subtleties, and it's relayed to you at different amounts, and there's different modicums, and there's different paces, and there's different levels of exposure. And it kind of puts you on your own pathological, neurological journey yourself to be able to uncover and dissect, and to connect dots, and come to conclusions, and to really analyze, and at times overanalyze, and dissect the game. And I think really it's like, again, I've described it as a mosaic painting. Like, this is a playable masterpiece. This is literally like a Vincent van Gogh fucking Louvre level artwork that is only really truly appreciated by true connoisseurs who want to look at the game for its bare bone structure and all the muscle and all the tissue and all the nerves and all the connecting components. And I think Bloober Team did a fucking phenomenal job with it. I really am pleased. As a Silent Hill 2 appreciator and longtime fan, I'm very, very pleased with the way they tackled the game. I do have reservations with it, however. Some of the voice acting was not as emotional as I would have liked. Some of the key elements of the game I thought would be orchestrated differently. The combat I absolutely most certainly have the most hang-up for, as I've expressed throughout the game. The controls not being dynamic or responsive, or the combat not exceeding the throes of just collect item, hit thing with plank, or, you know, move cart to get from point A to point B, or to, you know, turn a valve to access a different part of a thing. I feel like they could have made the environments more dynamic. There could have been intermissible things that you had to interact with directly that held representative functions, or alluded to something grander, or more revealing, or like with the, for example, the gallows puzzle was great. Like, the symbology of it, like the execution, the weight of his actions and his guilt and the remorse and everything being represented by the actual physical weights themselves, and having the executioner lever and the gallows and the noose and everything, all of that was fucking phenomenally done. I would have appreciated a lot more stuff like that taking the larger amount of precedence, as opposed to moving a cart from point A to point B to hop through a window. The enemy designs, I gotta say, were more dynamic, and especially in the other world, them gaining different properties and stuff like that, and operating and moving differently and combating differently was definitely a cool thing to see. I definitely appreciate the variety there. Something interesting, though, is that the abstract daddy did not reappear in the hotel, and I wonder why they removed that detail, or failed to add it, or decisively didn't add it on purpose. It's interesting, but the way they took and evolved the identity of Silent Hill 2, and they took liberty with it in the best possible way, what with the body suspended over the floor, when it came to the lighter and the oil, and everything like that within the labyrinth, the floating head cube puzzle rotationally actually serving as different pathways and avenues for James's fragmented psyche for him to navigate, only to find that it's a dead end, and the express idea that he has to relinquish all reservation and to actually physically put himself on the path to self-discovery was really cool. The first half of the game being sprinkled in was definitely something I appreciated. What with the greenery and the flower shop and the jukebox and the Neely's bar with the message and writing on the wall, and everything being kind of spoon dripped to you like you're a baby goat or a hamster feeding from a tube that contains milk or something, like just lapping at little bits of information so you can kind of put yourself on the path of discovery as well, and to really dissect all the elements and take them to heart and commit them to memory and realize that everything has a purpose. Everything is connected to something bigger. Everything has a meaning for the way it's orchestrated, or the way it's implemented, or the way it's detailed, or the way it sounds even. Yeah. Alright, our combat challenge was standard. Our puzzle challenge was hard. Not that the game proved to be too difficult. Ending leave. Our ending clear is 1 of 8 potential endings. Holy shit, I think that's considerably more than the original. The original, to my knowledge, had 5 different endings, so they appear to have added 3 different endings, which is interesting, and I'm wondering if some of them are variations. Our total playtime was 16 hours, 20 minutes, 45 seconds, getting a little bit lost here and there, fiddling with puzzles, mostly probably spent on the electric puzzle within the Toluca Lake prison. Our consumables picked up was 440 goddamn 6. Picked up a ton of notes. Number of times tried to open locked doors is 389. That's pretty standard for a Silent Hill, I think. And the number of times we checked the map is surprisingly low at 194. Total enemies killed, 331. Killed enemies by shooting, 106. Enemies killed by fighting. Total damage received, a hell of a fucking lot. Favorite weapon was the steel pipe. Number of shots fired, 888. Look at that. Number of dodges performed, 1066, and times died, 0. Now I'm wondering if the amount of enemies you kill is dependent on what kind of ending you receive, potentially. Curious. Silent Hill always does its ending in very, very weird ways. You have gained access to New Game Plus mode, where you can play with access to additional items, graphic modes, and endings. I see. And we get a different title screen as well. So that is going to wrap it for my playthrough of the Silent Hill 2 remake. Thank you all to people who attended my streams for it and my series for it, and to all who will view the series on YouTube. Thank you so much. Y'all are fucking phenomenal. I hope you did enjoy. I hope you found it enlightening. I hope you found it provocative. I hope you found it as a wealth and a resource and knowledge for information. And I hope you all come to appreciate the game as much as I do. I think it's fucking incredible, if I haven't expressed that already.